I think 2021 was a successful season, but also a very tough season. You know, coming off the back of 2020 where we didn't play that many games, it did feel like a real tough and long season. I think everyone felt that at some point.
From my personal point of view, I think very proud of what the players have done and what they've achieved on and off the pitch and the way they've worked together, and it is like a family.
I think as a team we were so close to a lot of stages, and yeah, but I loved it. It was awesome.
This year's off-season was good. We put a lot of hard work in. We obviously had the COVID year the year before where, you know, we had some good games, some not so good games. Obviously the one against Somerset was a real standout for us. That made us feel like we needed to really put some effort in and work real hard this winter. So that winter we really put the work in, and I think everyone felt real confident coming into the season, you know, knowing that we'd done as much work as we had, and we were all excited to kick off. Yeah, it was obviously interesting to find out that Dorse was leaving at that sort of time. It was quite a tough time to find that out, but we knew that the ECB were really keen on him, so we probably had an inkling that eventually would happen, and you know, we sort of got together as a group and decided, you know, we have to just crack on and support Harv as much as we can. You know, we know Harv very well, and we knew he'd do a good job, and we had to just put it behind us and work extra hard and really support him in his role.
I think at that stage I did feel prepared to take on that head coach role, as learning from Dorse over those 6 years taught me a lot on and off the pitch. Implicating any new ideas at the timing of when it happened, I think is quite tough to do. We'd already pretty much set our plans in place for the season. It was just trying to continue on what we had been doing.
The dynamic was very similar, and it was a very similar vibe in the changing room. I think if you bring someone in at that late stage, things change and people probably don't really know where they stand. So I think, you know, the decision to do what we did, I think, was the right decision.
Jamie Overton, he's there, he bowls to Dent, and Dent cuts over the top of the slip, and that's flown away to the third man boundary for 4, and that is it. Gloucestershire have won by 8 wickets, a superb run chase from 36 for 2, van Buuren and Dent.
Yeah, that first victory against Surrey was unbelievable. I mean, it meant the world to us. Going into the season, we didn't know what to expect after the COVID year, you know, only having a handful of matches, and against a quality side like Surrey, it's always, you know, a tough competition. My approach was a bit, you've done the hard work, you know, you've had a good season last season, take a little bit of confidence, you know, and let's do something special for the boys today. I'm here with Denty's done the hard yards. We could do something special, yeah. You know, we just proved to ourselves what a good side we can actually be. We backed each other for the rest of the season from there with a great belief in each other, so yeah, it was awesome.
Gloucestershire's batting so far this season. Here is Leach, he's in, he bowls to Bracey, it's a full toss and it's played away wide of mid-wicket, and they come through for the single. That's all that's needed. Gloucestershire have done it. They have beaten Somerset by 8 wickets.
Yeah, the Somerset game was a big moment in the season. Obviously the year before, having lost the way we did, we sat in the changing room after that loss, and we had quite an honest chat with each other, and felt like we weren't quite good enough. You know, we'd been promoted, but we probably weren't quite ready for teams of that standard. So yeah, getting to play them again pretty quickly in the season, I think, was a good thing for us. We got to go there and challenge ourselves again, and you know, I think we just went in with a better mindset. You know, we went in knowing that they were going to come hard at us, and we had to stand up and be counted, and I think that's what we did. You know, and I think not just for us but for the supporters, I think that did a lot for them, and showed that, you know, we can mix in with the best, and Somerset, there's no doubt, there in 4-day cricket they are one of the best sides around. But I think we obviously aim to win games, so that's what we want to do, but I think everyone was probably a little bit surprised at how comprehensive they were and how well we did play against 2 of the best sides in the country. So it was a fantastic start to the season. You can't get a better start than that, those 2 sides. You know, we looked at the fixture list, saw those 2, knew that it was going to be a real tough start to the season, but to come out with 2 wins, I think it really helped us. I think it would have been easy for our expectations to change, but I think we all understood that we were 2 games into a season. You know, we had to win a lot more games than that to compete. So I think we tried to stay as level-headed as we could, and you know, then we were sort of brought back down to earth, and we went to Hampshire and played against them, and we were up against it pretty much most of the game. You know, it was a very different type of game to the 2 before. But then also it showed a different type of fight in our team, which pretty much from day 2 it looked like we were going to lose that game. So I think that actually, you know, felt almost as good as the 2 wins before that.
Oh, good catch.
That week leading into the game at Lord's was probably the best week of my life. We knew my wife was heavily pregnant. We knew she was due to drop, and yeah, I had to miss a couple of games, obviously because of that, and just waiting for little one to come. And yeah, when she did, obviously that was probably the best moment of my life. When she came, we had a game 3 days later, and I'd never played a 4-day game at Lord's, so that was a huge bucket list thing for me. And very kindly, my wife said, "Yeah, you know, little one's here. You can go to the game now." And going into Lord's, as I said, I just enjoyed the occasion, I think, and being there and playing 4-day cricket, playing at the home of cricket, and yeah, whether that's what helped my performance or whether I was just, you know, just had a good game. But take a 5 from the first innings was very special, and that was almost enough for me probably to vindicate going off and leaving the little one. But no, to then back it up in the second innings with 6 and finish with career best figures, and as well to do it on TV, I guess that's something everyone loves doing when the cameras are on you. If you can put in a performance, you know, it only helps. I think that was really huge for us as a squad and as a team, and for the club to actually show, you know, however many people were watching, that actually Gloucester's not a little club and we're not a second division. We're actually moving up the ranks, and we're actually challenging, and we want to be challenging for that championship. And so to do it at Lord's, at the home of cricket, with the cameras on, doesn't probably get much better than that.
Having fans back in middle of May was absolutely amazing. So we had the Somerset fixture, which obviously is a huge game in any, you know, cricket county's calendar. But for us as a local derby, local rivals, it was massive. And the first time we played them at Red Bull Cricket up here at Bristol for many, many years. So it's a real highlight. I mean, and you know, as so many people said, that we're just a ground, we're just a venue. We're not much more than that until the public come back in, and the supporters and the members, and then we become what we are. We're a proper club then, we're a proper family. So it was huge for us, and you know, nervous. We were all really nervous. All the people who worked at the club, I know the players were excited but nervous. The stewards, who quite often come across as a rough, tough bunch, were pretty nervous about it too, because the first time many of us had been that close to other people for a long, long time. But it was a really special moment, and obviously we got off to an absolute flyer against them as well. And I remember the first Somerset wicket when it fell, just the noise around the ground at that point. It was like a, you know, T20 quarter-final or something, the amount of volume that came out of it. So it was a really special, special day for us. You realise how much impact it has, just having a bit of a roar from the crowd behind the team. And it just lifts you, and it's just, you know, I guess as professional sportsmen, that's what we want to do, and that's what we play for. And at least they're back in now.
He's given the first wicket for Gloucestershire.
So the Leicester game, when we arrived, I think they probably scrambled us from the offset. They were putting some kind of dust on the wicket to help their spinner. They put it on a spinner's length, and you know, they'd obviously thought of a tactic instead of, you know, reading it and just sitting back and going, okay, this is what we've got in front of us, what we're going to do. I think we probably whinged and moaned a bit, and you know, just took the game day by day, as I say, as opposed to actually just sitting down and logically thinking about how we're going to do this and how we're going to win this game. Going on to Surrey, it was a similar thing. We turned up, and it was a used pitch, probably 4 or 5 days old. We just didn't learn from it, and the county season, a lot of people talk about the toll it takes on you, and this was, what, the 6th or 7th game in a jam-packed first couple of months already. And I think it just started to take its toll straight off the back of Leicester. People were disappointed with that result. You lose the toss, Hashim Amla scores 150. We threw everything at them. They batted really well. So yeah, those 2 games all in all were a tough couple of weeks. Definitely think it was a good thing at that point that T20 cricket came and give us something new to work towards.